This is a story about escaping the rat race. It's about rejecting the conventional idea that success requires endless hours of hard work. Instead, it's about designing a life of freedom, flexibility, and purpose. The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss challenges everything we think we know about work and life. It's a blueprint for escaping the 9 to 5 and creating a life on your own terms. At its core, the 4-Hour Workweek is about lifestyle design. Ferriss argues that life is too short to be spent waiting for retirement. Instead of deferring our dreams to the future, he teaches us how to live richly and intentionally, right now. Ferriss opens the book with a powerful question.
How is it possible that all your hard work might just be the wrong kind of hard work?
He explains that success isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. By focusing on what really matters and eliminating the rest, we can achieve extraordinary results with less effort. Ferriss calls this new approach the new rich mindset. It's not about having millions in the bank, it's about designing a life that feels abundant, regardless of your income. What would you do if you only had to work 4 hours a week? Let us know in the comments. The Deal Framework. Ferriss builds his system around the Deal Framework. Define, eliminate, automate, and liberate.
Life doesn't have to be so hard. It really doesn't. Now, if you had told me that 3 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you. But most people, my past self included, have resigned themselves to 9 to 5 grind in exchange for sometimes, although increasingly less and less, relaxing weekends.
Each step is designed to help you break free from the traditional work-life structure and create a lifestyle of freedom. Let's take a closer look at each step. What do you really want? The first step is about defining what success looks like for you. Ferriss argues that most of us don't actually want more money. We want the freedom and experiences that money can buy. Money is not the goal, he writes. It's the means to an end. He challenges us to rethink our goals. Instead of aiming for endless wealth, Ferriss suggests creating a detailed vision of your ideal life. What do your days look like? What experiences bring you joy? By getting specific, we can focus on creating a life that aligns with our true desires. Ferriss introduces the concept of the dreamline, a tool to map out your goals in terms of the things you want to have, do, and be. For example, if you dream of traveling the world, the dreamline helps you figure out the exact steps and costs to make it happen. Clarity is the foundation of freedom, he says. What's one thing you'd include on your dreamline? Eliminate the art of doing less. Once you've defined what matters, the next step is to eliminate what doesn't. Ferriss argues that busyness is often a form of laziness. It's easier to stay busy than to focus on what's truly important. He introduces the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, which states that 80% of results come from 20% of efforts. Ferriss encourages us to identify the 20% of tasks that yield the most significant outcomes and eliminate or delegate the rest. For example, if most of your sales come from a handful of clients, focus your energy on nurturing those relationships. If certain meetings or emails waste time without adding value, eliminate them. Being busy is not the same as being productive, Ferriss reminds us. Ferriss also introduces the concept of the low information diet. This means cutting out unnecessary distractions, like excessive news consumption or social media. By reducing mental clutter, we create more space for what truly matters. What's one thing you could eliminate to free up more time? Automate. Work without doing the work.
In order to work less and not have everything fall apart, you'll have to quantify the 20% of activities that are producing 80% of your desired outcomes. Also, take that time to determine the 20% of activities and people who are consuming 80% of your time. Use this principle for everything. Customers, work tasks, but also for personal chores, even for friends.
The third step is all about automation. Ferriss explains that technology and outsourcing can help us run businesses, or even parts of our personal lives, on autopilot. Automation isn't about being lazy, it's about being efficient, he says. One of Ferriss's most famous ideas is outsourcing repetitive tasks. For example, instead of handling customer support emails yourself, you can hire a virtual assistant to manage them. Or if you run an online business, automation tools can handle inventory, payments, and more. Free yourself from the things anyone else can do, he advises. Ferriss also highlights the power of passive income. By creating income streams that don't require your constant involvement, like selling digital products or earning royalties, you can generate money while focusing on other things. Automation allows us to shift our energy from maintenance to growth. Instead of working in your business, you can work on your dreams. Liberate, escape the office, and live anywhere. The final step is liberation, freeing yourself from the constraints of a traditional work environment. Ferriss challenges the assumption that work must be tied to a specific location or schedule. Why not work from anywhere in the world, he asks. Ferriss introduces the concept of the mini-retirement. Instead of saving all your leisure time for the end of your life, take extended breaks throughout your career to explore your passions, travel, or simply recharge. Retirement is not the goal, he says. It's just one option. For those who feel stuck in an office job, Ferriss offers practical advice for negotiating remote work. He suggests starting with a trial period. Propose working from home 1 day a week and demonstrating increased productivity. Once you've proven it works, you can expand the arrangement. Liberation isn't just about geography, Ferriss reminds us. It's about mindset. When you embrace flexibility and reject outdated norms, you unlock the freedom to design a life that truly excites you. The fear-setting exercise. One of Ferriss's most impactful tools is the fear-setting exercise. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, Ferriss encourages us to define our fears in detail and then challenge them. For example, if you're afraid of quitting your job to start a business, write down the worst-case scenarios. Then create a plan for how you'd recover if those fears came true. Ferriss explains that most fears are either unlikely or manageable, and confronting them takes away their power. What we fear most is often what we need to do next, he writes. By addressing our fears head-on, we can take bold actions that lead to extraordinary outcomes. The power of the new rich. At its heart, the 4-hour workweek isn't about working less, it's about living more. Ferriss describes the new rich as a group of people who prioritize experiences over possessions, time over money, and freedom over convention. True wealth is the ability to spend your time the way you want, he says. The new rich redefine success. Instead of measuring it by hours worked or dollars earned, they focus on the richness of their daily lives. Ferriss argues that by adopting this mindset, anyone can break free from the limits of traditional success and create a life of abundance. What would your version of the new rich lifestyle look like? The 4-hour revolution. In the 4-hour workweek, Tim Ferriss offers more than a guide to working less. It's a manifesto for living more. He challenges us to reject the idea that life is meant to be endured and shows us how to design a life that's meant to be enjoyed. Ferriss's message is simple but powerful. Focus on what matters, eliminate the rest, and create systems that support your freedom. Success is not about working harder, he says. It's about working smarter and living intentionally. This isn't just a book for entrepreneurs, it's for anyone who wants to reclaim their time and live with purpose. Whether your dream is to travel the world, spend more time with family, or simply escape the grind, Ferriss provides the tools to make it happen. What's one step you'll take today to start designing your ideal life? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more great book insights.